Hello, Neil Shirtcliffe here from Rhein University, picking up from where Creaky Blinder left off in his video about coronavirus that was debunking a video from some guy called Barnabus Nagy. So where do we go? Oh, hang on, first of all I have to show you my t-shirt. What exactly didn't you understand? To introduce it. So what he obviously didn't understand is where the name coronavirus comes from. It comes from the spikes on the surface of the virus. Let's get on to some other things that he didn't understand. Jumping into the video about halfway through, it's very long and boring. We'll go in about halfway through, about 12 minutes or so, where he's talking about, let's have a look, he's talking about not believing in bacteria.
They distribute these tissues, these alcoholic tissues, to sanitize your hand, and they say 99% of germs are killed. It's just fake, you know, because the germ theory is fake.
If he can possibly get something wrong, this guy will get it wrong. At the moment he is believing that bacteria don't exist or something isn't working with it. It's hard to tell. He also has a thing about 99% of bacteria dying, which is weird because that is how it's usually shown. It's usually shown because it's very difficult to make sure, to prove that you can 100% kill all bacteria.
Sorry, you just got a disease because disease is just something that you get. There's no reason for it, no reason for fucking cancer, no reason for heart attack and stroke and any of that. It just happens. It just happens. It's in your DNA, it's in the air, and you just get it. You can't really protect yourself, right?
Apparently for him, nobody knows why you die. But that's not really the case, is it? We've had years and years of information about cigarettes giving people cancer, about taking high salt diets, affecting your blood pressure. We've done all of this.
Always use any kind of things on your body, on your skin, any kind of personal product that you can pronounce the ingredients of. Okay, that's what I use.
So now we advised to only use natural cleaners containing things that we can pronounce by a guy who can't pronounce stuff. I'm not sure what that leaves us to do, but apparently he makes his own.
Food safety. Use different chopping boards and knives for raw meat and cooked foods. There you go, one agenda against raw meat. Yeah, you shouldn't eat raw meat. Immediately when you handle raw meat, you have to use another chopping board. Now, by the way, at least in the UK, now the officially allowed and recommended chopping board is made of plastic, which is bullshit again, because plastic is actually is a very good spot for the germs to spread. I mean, even I know that there is no germ theory.
Yeah, Mr. Nagy has a thing about raw meat, so we'll come back to that in a bit. First of all, looking at the chopping board, the thing about wooden chopping boards is they have lots of cracks and crevices, pores in them, where stuff can go inside, including bacteria that Mr. Nagy doesn't believe in. Oh yes, there's nothing magic about wood that kills bacteria or not bacteria, whatever magic things he thinks make people ill.
Like, the HIV/AIDS hoax is such a big hoax. It made me fear so much when I was a young guy. I was even fearing to masturbate because of AIDS and HIV.
Yeah, so obviously he was born not very bright because he was afraid to masturbate. Where are you supposed to get viruses from masturbation? It makes no sense.
Now, HIV is some sort of virus that is called a retrovirus, which means it was once killed and eliminated from history, but now it came back, and now it is spreading the disease, okay?
And that was it. Whoops, that way. That was the ultimate in stupidity. Retroviruses are not that at all. And he obviously didn't bother to look them up or try to see what they actually mean. He just made something up. So what are retroviruses? They're a type of virus that store their genetic information on RNA and they translate it back, as in retro, translate it back into DNA during the process of infecting cells.
But most people who die from cancer are actually dying not from cancer, but from the drugs against cancer. Okay, because drugs are there to kill you.
Yeah, again, in for a penny, in for a pound. If you believe one conspiracy theory, you got to believe them all. So now he's claiming that you mostly die from the drugs when you go to hospital. There is a point to that, but of course, if you didn't take them, you would still die.
So when they tell me that cocktail includes 2 HIV drugs plus an anti-flu medication, I'm like, you know, give me a fucking break. This is just such a joke. So
that was him telling us that taking a cocktail of drugs that are known drugs that are very good against viruses is a bad idea because he doesn't believe in some things that make no sense at all. It's very weird.
That's the news. That's the big news, okay? And that's what you should fear from, the low-grade fever and coughing. And you should wear a mask and use alcoholic tissues and not go out to public because you're going to die from coughing and low-grade fever. Okay? Alright, so,
yeah, and not content in believing other people's conspiracy theories here, he's made one up himself. Of course, if 2% of people die of corona, and a slightly higher percentage are seriously ill from it, that means a lot of people are going to be minorly affected, are going to not really notice the effects, and that's what makes it particularly dangerous, because people wander around slightly ill and infect all of their contacts.
And the other one is this one, which I think I also mentioned to you before. This is We Want to Live, the Primal Diet. This is by Agenus Wonderplanets, and he's the guy who introduced me to raw meat diet. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is possibly explaining the raw meat thing. Why does he have a thing about raw meat? Well, he wants to eat a paleo diet that this guy claims is particularly good to protect you against viruses and bacteria, but I'm not sure why you would do that if you don't believe in viruses and bacteria in the first place. And like Creaky before me, I've run out of patience with this guy. He obviously doesn't know a lot of things, and so I'm going to leave it here.